Live from the CSI Outdoor Track and Field Complex on the campus of the College of Staten Island, CSI Sportsnet welcomes you back into NCAA Division II men's soccer coverage. In the back half of today's East Coast Conference doubleheader, College of Staten Island Dolphins take on the Daemen University Wildcats. Good afternoon once again, everybody. My name is Joe Foreman on the call solo, and I will get you the starting lineups for both teams shortly. However, I was pressed into duty on public address ahead of today's game, so I introduced the starters to the spectators in attendance for today's conference match. Once we have an extended stoppage in the action, we'll get the starters up on your screen and give our viewers at home a look at the all-new starting lineup graphics provided courtesy of our Huddle production truck platform and the new rosters that the conference has implemented this year. A nice change and a nice addition to our conference broadcast, getting a look at the starters ahead of each game in graphic form. Unfortunately, without a full crew, it's a bit tough to get that in ahead of kickoff when I slide over from PA to the broadcast. We also thank everyone tuning in to our CSI Game of the Week today as the Dolphins host the Wildcats in conference play. Men's soccer comes in with a record of 1-3 on the season. The Dolphins will be looking for their first win in program history against Daemen University today. It's a free kick early for the Wildcats here. And this one is sent into the box, redirected toward goal. And Karabiran gets on top of it. Wildcats tried to get a foul call in the penalty area. They did not get the call. Wildcats come in with a record of 3-1-1. All of those games are against non-conference opponents. We mentioned it last week in a bit of odd scheduling. We haven't seen it much where one of the Dolphins' ECC rivals that has both a men's and women's soccer program face the Dolphins separately, but that is the case with the Dolphins and Mercy University. The Dolphins' men's soccer team opened conference play against Mercy last week, so they are 0-1 in conference play after a tough loss to the Mavericks here at home. The women don't play Mercy until October. I believe that game is also on a Friday, perhaps a Saturday. I want to say that game is October 12th, if I'm not mistaken. That would be a Saturday, but I'll double check that. I do a lot based on memory without the luxury of my own laptop. Unfortunately, our streaming laptop could not handle the outdoor heat and the elements. Our stream did not operate properly, a bit laggy, so I've lent my personal laptop to the live stream. Unfortunately, that means that I'm operating off my cellular connection, and that's not exactly the best for notes and stats. Another long ball sent up the pitch by the Wildcats. Dardier giving chase, not far behind. Pursuing the ball for the Wildcats was Hayan Baitish. Thank goodness for the extensive pronunciation guide that Max over at Daemen sent my way, because without it, I'm not sure starting lineup introductions would have been possible on public address. A lot of international talent on this Wildcats team. Players from Iceland, New Zealand, Germany, the Bahamas, Canada, England, and throughout the United States as well. Dolphins with their share of international talent in the lineup today as well. As Espinoza looks to move in. Strong tackle there by Joshua Choi. Espinoza was briefly dispossessed. Curlew has it. And he and Pavlu weren't on the same page there. They're looking for a ball behind net. It is there, partially obstructed by the frame. Arturo Bustamante in goal today for the Wildcats. Bustamante sends it toward the near side. Roger Moen sent it up ahead. In traffic was Francois, But Crone tracks it down and is able to find Jean Tilo. That ball a mile high over the Daemen bench. That one may have ended up in Dolphins Soccer Park down the hill. And the Dolphins will throw in. Garcia with the throw. That's headed in the air. And McGuire gets a foot on it. I may be the closest man to the pitch today who is not an official or a player. I was backed up for the women's game, doubling as the broadcast engineer. I am now right at midfield as Espinoza sends that shot high. Quality effort there by Espinoza, but it travels over the bar and the netting behind goal, out of play. Taking a look over towards the CSI baseball complex, I do see some of the Dolphins making their way out into the field or perhaps doing their post-game field maintenance. I think their fall ball game is over. That got started a bit earlier than we did here at the outdoor track and field complex, but baseball was in action earlier today, getting some fall ball reps in. I would love this to be the year when I can join the team in South Carolina for their spring training trip, but when it comes to our basketball schedule, it typically does not work out. That being said, I do have the basketball schedule as Daemen moves in here. The flag was up, and offsides is the call. I do have the basketball schedule, and I have to assist at the stats desk, so I will keep my headset on, and we'll be right back. Picked the wrong direction when I kicked off. Quick fix over at the stats desk. We're back here on commentary. Every once in a while, I am summoned off headset. But I'm hoping to potentially make that trip with baseball to South Carolina this year. It comes down to whether or not we have any basketball home games during that time. The basketball is the only other active sport during that time of year. As the Wildcats move in here, threatening attack by Tisch. Sends one on goal, and Kyra Buren makes the save. So while we have a quick stoppage, let's get the starters up on the screen. We'll start with the Wildcats. Very quickly in numerical order, Bustamante, Crone, Rajamoan, Francois, Montero Guerrero, Baitish, Choi, Ranieri, Rajamoan, Jaramillo, and Tilo. Hopefully that matched what was on screen, Edward. Did it? Edward's taking a look. He's not sure. We have to click that apply button to make sure those starters are properly reflected up on the screen. But let's throw up the Dolphin starters as well very quickly. In numerical order, Dardier, Sufaj, Curliu, McGuire, Espinoza, Arslan, Garcia, Mesrar, Pavlou, LaRose, and Kyra Buren. So quickly we'll get those down as the Wildcats have a chance here, but once again, there's a whistle, this time for a foul called against Daemen. Due to the nature of our soccer games being obviously early starts, many weekdays, we're very often short-staffed for those. And during high school football season, a lot of the time we get outbid for the services of game day staff. That's just the way it is. And it's tough to get appropriate personnel for the stream, as Daemen once again is threatening. That shot was partially blocked, and Kyra Buren just got to it. Closing in quickly was Jaramillo. Dangerous moment there for the Dolphins. But those new starting lineup graphics look great, and we hope to incorporate them much more during basketball, where it gets a lot easier to staff personnel. Those night games make it a breeze to get the broadcast fully staffed. We have a line of people around the block who want to work the broadcast booth at our basketball games. Foul called on Miguel Espinoza at midfield. He does not agree, and he's getting a stern talking to from the official here. Free kick will be taken by Raja Mohan. And he plays it short along the near side. Francois up ahead. This is Crone. Crone challenged by Curlew, forced into the corner, and his pass was intercepted. Pavlu there. Mesrar was dispossessed. Baitish was taken down, and now Curlew has it. Curlew stumbles, and now a chance here for the Wildcats. Ranieri sends it high. Vincent Ranieri with his first shot attempt sends one well above the bar, and the Dolphins will have a goal kick. We have a special presentation at halftime of today's game as well, as the Dolphins nearly gave it away off the goal kick. Daemen continues to pressure, and CSI will take it, but behind the scenes with Nick Durst of the CSI Communications Office will debut here on Sportsnet anyway. We have 4 installments of Behind the Scenes with Nick Durst, and the first of those 4 installments will air at halftime. Mesrar had his pass intercepted. Taken away again by the Dolphins. Pavlu got a foot on it, wanted a teammate, instead kept it himself. And now CSI will move up the near side. That's knocked away, out of play. And the Dolphins will throw. McGuire, in some traffic, it's taken away. Looking up the pitch is Raja Mohan. His pass intercepted, and now the Dolphins looking to counter, could not corral the ball. Espinoza had it on his foot, but did not keep it. Now LaRose intercepts. Long shot is wide. Peterson LaRose with a long strike, and that didn't miss by much, just a bit wide of that post. And the Dolphins make an early bid for their first goal. We'll get a second look at it. Wildcats have it now, working toward the far side. Their path there goes through the midfield. Arslan intercepts. And he has Mesrar. Mesrar from McGuire. And getting there first was Bustamante. Very quick throw from the goalkeeper, but losing it was Raja Mohan. He's battling with Arslan, gets it back. Bustamante will go near side this time. Curlew intercepts. A lackadaisical pass there. Can the Dolphins capitalize? Curlew lost it. Dispossessed by Choi. His second nice tackle in that area of the field. As a foul is called against the Dolphins. Free kick Wildcats here. About 30 minutes and 30 seconds to go in this first half. As I mentioned before, the Dolphins are going for their first win against Daemen And as was the case a couple of years ago, Daemen eliminated the Dolphins from playoff contention on their home turf at Dolphin Soccer Park. That cross was sent away by Dardier. Espinoza giving chase, but didn't get there. And that's sent right back toward the box by the Wildcats. Relentless pursuit by Daemen in the midfield, but finally it ends up in the hands of Karaburin. Sufaj for Espinoza. Espinoza for Pavlu and back to Dardier. Dardier finds Garcia. Now Karaburin for Sufaj. He faces some pressure. And they do find Pavlu along the near side. Pavlu has some space. He's being chased from behind. Strong challenge there in the midfield by Baitish. The Dolphins do, however, keep it. Arslan. Strong touch on the turn, has Espinoza. Espinoza moving in, looking for a shooting lane, couldn't find it, and was dispossessed in the penalty area. Throw in Staten Island, inside of 30 minutes to go, half number one. Pavlu will throw. He throws short, Curlew. Escapes traffic. Mesrar for Garcia. Garcia defended closely. Now LaRose with a nice move. LaRose through ball. McGuire, his shot finds the back of the net. And Brendan McGuire has put the Dolphins in front 1-0. A great setup to get the ball to LaRose. He found McGuire on the through ball, and the Dolphins have the early lead in this first half.
The Dolphins score first. That's number 9, McGuire.
CSI goes ahead by a goal. We'll get a second look at it on replay as well. Dolphins 1, Daemen 0. Just shy of 17 minutes gone by in this first half. And the Dolphins take the lead in conference play for the first time this year. I'm not sure they've ever led against this Wildcats team either. In 3 tries, Daemen has taken the win all 3 times. Wildcats now play from behind by a goal. Once again, the goal scored by Brendan McGuire on the assist from Peterson LaRose. And there's a nice ball toward Arslan. Arslan got a body on it, and Bustamante goes a long way out and was forced to clear it. That was a good ball to set up Arslan. He was met by the goalkeeper. Both got a body on it. As that gets through traffic, ends up with the Wildcats here. And McGuire got away. At least it looked like he got away with a jersey tug. He did not. That's a good call. The Dolphins bench didn't like it, but McGuire very clearly grabbed the uniform. That is the right call. Free kick to be taken by Francois. Plays it back to Tilo, and now Francois again in the midfield. A line drive intercepted by LaRose. And there's another great ball from LaRose. He has Arslan. Arslan moving in, being pursued from behind by Tilo. His shot on goal, and the rebound is cleared away. LaRose. Left-footed shot, partially blocked. And it rolls onto the foot of Bustamante. Dolphins putting some early pressure on via the attack. They have Daemen on their heels right now. Here comes Francois. Francois wanted Montero Guerrero there. Couldn't get it to him, but Daemen earns a throw. They look to take it quickly, but instead will slow things down a bit. Sujin Rajamohan will take the throw. McGuire for the near side. Curlew. Curlew finds Mesrar. Mesrar given some space, looking for McGuire. Good ball. McGuire for Curlew. Could look to cross here, and Curlew lost his footing, but the Dolphins keep it. Mesrar forced toward the sideline. He plays Curlew into the corner. Curlew racing toward the touchline. Tried to send it in front, and he ran out of space. Goal kick, Wildcats here. Daemen moving slowly out of their own end. This is Bustamante. Plays it short, Tilo. Tilo, long ball up the pitch. We've seen this more than once already. And that's headed straight to Montero Guerrero. He works it toward midfield, Choi. Choi has Ranieri, and Ranieri is dispossessed. LaRose with a good ball. McGuire is offsides. That was awfully close. And I would guess that our sideline camera had a really good look at that one. Perhaps we get a look on replay. And perhaps we had a good look. We'll see. When we have time, Edward, you can tap me on the shoulder and let me know if you want to run that replay, if we had a good look at it or not. Ranieri races toward the touchline, crosses, and the Dolphins keep it in. Garcia still in a dangerous spot. Dolphins would like to clear it if they can. And instead, they earn a free kick. Dolphins will certainly take that. Any luck on the replay, Edward? No? Dardier will take the free kick. Just over 23 minutes to go in the first half as we approach the midway point in half number one. It looks like we're about to have our first substitution of the game. And following a foul, Mesrar was shoved. Francois now exchanging words with McGuire. But it's going to be a Daemen free kick. Free kick will be taken by Francois. The Dolphins backing up into the penalty area ahead of this free kick. And this one is headed away by Pavlu. Foul called against Daemen following that header. Mesrar. Near side, Pavlu. Pavlu was tripped up and fouled. Free kick, Staten Island. Pavlu has it on his foot now. Curlew. Curlew avoids a challenge, finds Mesrar. Mesrar working into the center of the pitch, puts one on goal, and that shot is saved. Routine save for Bustamante. Tilo, near side. Rajamoan sends one past Montero Guerrero in the midfield. The Dolphins look to capitalize on the giveaway. The bench loved the dribbling from Arslan. Here comes LaRose. LaRose weaving through traffic, wanted McGuire. McGuire for Curlew. Curlew with plenty of space. He's met by Crone. Curlew tried to cross, and that was deflected off of Curlew on the way out of play. Goal kick, Daemen, as we have a Wildcat substitution here. Number 32, Miguel Galindo checks in. Daemen with it again. And Espinoza nearly intercepted. That was a dangerous pass. Dolphin pressure, particularly in the midfield, has really paid off. We've seen a lot of attacks start right on the edge of that midfield and attacking third area. But part of that has been the giveaways the Dolphins have forced in that area. This is Espinoza. Now Mesrar shoots, and he's wide on the shot. Tilo, back to his goalkeeper, Bustamante. Just under 19 minutes to go here in the first half. The Dolphins lead it 1-0 on the Brendan McGuire goal. This one bouncing along the sideline initially. It rolls closer to the center of the pitch. The Wildcats in hot pursuit here. Dardier elects not to clear it. Dolphins still pressured heavily, and they've navigated it well thus far. Finally, the pressure gets to them as the Wildcats force the turnover. Tilo has it back. Goal for Brendan McGuire. Number 2 for him on the season. The assist for Peterson LaRose, his first. And LaRose goes down hard. Play continues. A good, strong challenge to dispossess him. Francois toward the front post and into the arms of Kyra Buren. So Kyra Buren has not been tested with a shot from in close yet. We've seen him get his hands on a couple. That one a crossing attempt. And the Dolphins now move forward quickly. McGuire racing toward the ball. And Bustamante gets on top of it. Tilo. Looking. Gets it to Roger Mohan. He's met by Arslan. And it's going to be a throw-in following a pair of Daemen substitutions. Larry Noel will check in alongside Emmanuel Perez. Jaramillo and Baitish check out. 16 and a half to go ahead of halftime. Wildcats looking to get level, possess it once again in the attacking third. Francois escapes some trouble. Choi toward the corner. He has Raja Mohan. He had to try and keep it in. Perhaps not the touch he wanted as Dardier was fouled. And Montero Guerrero didn't like it. The referee says that's enough. And Dardier will take the free kick for Staten Island. Dardier into the midfield, headed by McGuire. Crone waits for it. And Galindo is tripped up. Short free kick taken quickly. Tilo, long ball again. Seen plenty of that from the backs in this game on the side of Daemen. And here comes Francois into the corner. A lot of traffic in that corner. I believe that's Perez putting one on goal. And following was Montero Guerrero. No rebound to be had. Quality shot on goal there for Daemen. Perez comes in off the bench and immediately jump-starts the attack. A good look on goal, not great, but it forced Kara Buren to secure that rebound with Montero Guerrero bearing down on him. Mesrar avoids a challenge, and Garcia overlaps on the run to the corner. Garcia, cross, finds Espinoza. He got a piece. And the Wildcats hope to clear away. Curlew tracks it down. Curlew for Espinoza. And he's dispossessed. Daemen headed back the other way. Nice move by Perez. Perez racing forward with possession. Comes to an abrupt stop. Now Galindo. Arslan all over him. And no whistle. Good strong challenge by Karai Arslan. LaRose wants Espinoza. And Bustamante had to head it. He was outside of the box. Bustamante has done a lot of sprinting off his line and goal. Out toward the top of that penalty area and out on occasion. Francois working toward the sideline. Now stops in the center of the pitch. Looking for Montero Guerrero. He plays it with his head. And his attempt at a cross was stopped by Dardier. Corner kick Wildcats here. And a chance to perhaps get level. Dolphins came out strong in the early going. These last few minutes have been controlled by Daemen for the most part.
Here we go, urgency here, touch tight. First and second ball, let's go, let's win it.
That one sent a long way, headed back toward the center of the box, but over the touchline. Dardier for Sufaj. And Sufaj is yanked down. Sufaj sent one off his teammate, Pavlu, and it will be a Dolphins throw. Ball rolls up the sideline. Curlew didn't get there for Staten Island, and it's with Bustamante now. Tilo has it on his foot. He has looked to play it long more than once. Espinoza appeared well aware, was not going to let him get into one. Bustamante now able to find Raja Mohan. He gets it right back. He sees Tilo alone, and Tilo now may look to send it up the pitch, and he does. Larry Noel in the fray there.
1v1, stand up.
Noel, a big 6'2" forward. One of the tallest attackers on this Daemen roster. They do have a 6'5" midfielder as well. Espinoza had to go over his head, and Curlew didn't get there. Perez sent one toward the midfield. Advantage is being played. There could be a card here. Montero Guerrero has a step, and Karaburin with strong hands secures it. A nice job by the Dolphins goalkeeper. The foot of Montero Guerrero met the hands of Karaburin, and the big mitts of the goalkeeper won out in that spot. Karaburin had to be strong-handed there, otherwise there was a big opportunity for a shot. The Dolphins narrowly escape a dangerous spot, leading by a goal. They now look to get forward on the attack. Arslan accelerates, works toward the inside. What dribbling by Arslan. And, man, that was quite the pileup in the box. Arslan was nearly taken out. He then was upended by the player attempting what appeared to be a sliding block. I'm trying to see who that was, who's down right now, still hasn't gotten up. That was number 22, Ajin Rajamohan. Miguel Espinoza took exception to Bustamante's involvement, and both Bustamante and Espinoza are shown yellow cards. It will be a corner kick for the Dolphins here. Curlew alongside, I believe, LaRose. So the option to play it short, certainly on the table. Two Wildcats waiting. And CSI continues to get set ahead of this corner kick. They do play it short to Curlew. Curlew for LaRose. LaRose, long cross. Espinoza on the first touch tried to knock that ball down out of the air onto his foot. Arslan had his jersey grabbed there. Curlew now center of the pitch. Has LaRose. LaRose with room. He shoots, and it's just wide. Peterson LaRose made a bid for his second goal of the season, and he came up just wide. We'll get a second look at it. LaRose working toward the center of the pitch after he got that ball on his foot. He was set up nicely. Got a quality shot off and sent it just wide of the far post. Here comes Perez up the near side. His ball way too strong. And it rolls all the way down to the end of the pitch and over the touchline for a Dolphins goal kick as we are under 7 minutes to go in half number one. I think it's fair to say Daemen's best chance came on that ball that found its way close to the foot of Dennis Montero Guerrero. The Dolphins being heavily pressured here, nearly into a giveaway. A lot of contact in the box, and we play on. Raja Mohan came over and got it. Also checking into the game, Salim Azapolisi.
If you have to go, you go.
Azapolisi wearing number 23 was involved there as well. I missed him coming in.
Check shoulder here. You know what's here, Karai. You know
This is
what's here.
Tilo. Tilo
Brian. Every day, all the day.
has his pass intercepted by Garcia. Tilo gets it back. Arslan moving in on him. Now Francois. And a foul was called against the Dolphins. Free kick taken quickly toward goal. Noel. And we had a foul called, I believe. So Noel gets whistled for a push. I think Karaburen was going to get there ahead of him, but it was certainly a precarious moment in that spot.
Squeeze. Squeeze. Wait, Gerald, wait. 5 minutes. Let's go. Keep it clean. Everything's competed for. We keep it clean. Let's go. Yes.
That one travels over everybody and onto the foot of Espinoza. Espinoza wanted to play it near side, couldn't do it.
Shape, Korai, shift in the middle. Let's go. Organize the shape here. Let's go.
Tilo back to his goalkeeper. Bustamante for Raja Mohan. Raja Mohan right back to Bustamante. The Wildcats have gotten plenty of attacks started from their backs. Francois also has had the ball on his foot quite a bit, as that pass was headed by Sufaj. Now Mesrar takes it away. He is battling with Galindo here. Mesrar still has it. Now Garcia. Right back to Mesrar. He looks ahead, and a handball is called. Under 5 minutes to go. Make it under 4 minutes to go now in this first half. This is Arslan working along the touchline. Crosses. And that's a poor clearance. McGuire has plenty of room, and his shot is blasted out of the track and field complex. Bustamante
Everything 100%.
over to Raja Mohan.
No chances.
Curlew closing in on Crone. He gave it up.
Just stay on the ball.
Noel
Go, shift.
has Francois. Francois with some room. Garcia closing in. Francois avoids Arslan. Finds Choi, and Choi lost his footing, but he does get it to Galindo. Galindo. Shot blocked, maybe a crossing attempt, and the Wildcats send it over the touchline along the near side. It will be a Dolphins throw. 2:45 to go, first half. The Dolphins still leading it 1-0. CSI looking for their first conference win, their first ever victory over Daemen University. Mesrar into the midfield, has Espinoza. A nice sliding tackle by Raja Mohan disrupts things.
Back behind the ball. Don't let them play quickly here.
And the Dolphins
Gerald, use the
pick up
ball.
another yellow card. I think that was Mesrar as the clock is stopped.
Guys, switch down here. Last 2 minutes. Let's go.
We'll have to check on that yellow. It was 18. That is Mesrar. As the referee makes this booking, the Wildcats will get set in the box ahead of a free kick. This will be taken from the midfield. A lot of Wildcats lined up with that back post near the top of the box. Francois, the free kick taker, flanked by a pair of teammates here, though it looks like perhaps Raja Mohan could elect to take it as well. Both lined up close to the ball. And it will be Roger Mohan playing it for Francois. McGuire with a really nice play, and now it's a foot race. McGuire will get there first. Big opportunity for the Dolphins. McGuire moving in, shoots, and scores! Brendan McGuire, for the second time in this first half, has found the back of the net. It all started with a great defensive play on the free kick. They tried to sneak it by him, but nothing doing, as McGuire takes it all the way and scores his third of the season. The Dolphins now lead it 2-0.
2-0 Dolphins after McGuire's second goal of the game.
Brendan McGuire with the Dolphins' goal, as we get a second look, and a good look at it courtesy of our on-field camera operator, Michael Ortiz. The Dolphins now, in the closing minutes of this first half, had made this a 2-goal game. And that puts a lot of pressure on Daemen come half number 2. This team certainly one capable of making up a 2-goal disadvantage. But the Dolphins go in front by a pair, and Brendan McGuire is a big reason why. Not only did McGuire get a foot on that attempted pass following the free kick, but a strong, accurate touch to get that ball up the pitch and keep it from a spot where Bustamante could play it. That made all the difference. Bustamante had to retreat back toward goal, and unable to get to that ball, it was effectively a 2-on-2. McGuire and Espinoza, the Dolphins attackers. And now Espinoza, off a good ball from Arslan, has plenty of space. Espinoza avoids a challenge, puts the cross into the center of the box over Arslan. Arslan giving chase, and he did not get there fast enough. 1:10 to go, first half.
One minute remaining.
Here it comes, my way. Dardier appeared to have been pushed there. And Arslan is grabbed. They stop the clock at 47 seconds. A yellow card is shown, and the Dolphins now have a free kick coming up from a very dangerous spot with a chance to go in front by 3. What an opportunity this is for the Dolphins late in this first half. We had a 1-0 game for quite some time. McGuire scored relatively early. The Wildcats put a bit of pressure on, but nothing like what we've seen from the Dolphins this last couple of minutes. LaRose and Mesrar lined up alongside the ball ahead of this free kick. We've seen LaRose make a bid for goal in this game. He has an assist already. Could make a bid for goal number 2 on the season right here. Dolphins lined up with the back post a bit wider than that. As LaRose shoots, his shot is saved. The ball rolling along the touchline as the clock runs toward the conclusion of the first half. 35 seconds to go until halftime. The Dolphins will throw. Mesrar skips over the ball. LaRose, now Mesrar again. And Curley is offsides. That may do it for the first half. 15 seconds until halftime. Bustamante rolls it
9, 8,
to Tilo. Tilo took the short free kick.
5, 4, 3, 2.
And that will do it. For half number 1, our score at the break, Staten Island 2 and Daemen nothing. Stay tuned through our halftime break as we debut Behind the Scenes with Nick Durst of CSI Communications. He will take us on a tour of some of the organizations around campus and our first look at his behind the scenes video series will premiere in just a few short moments. Once again, the Dolphins lead 2-0 at the break in this East Coast Conference men's soccer matchup. Check out Behind the Scenes with Nick Durst coming up right now.
Welcome to another edition of Behind the Scenes at CSI. We are here right now in the Williamson Theater. I'm your host, Nick Durst, and we are behind the scenes at new student orientation. It's a 2-day process to get everything set up. We're going to talk with two people. First, Sean Walsh, and then John Kim. So stick around for an all-access behind-the-scenes tour of new student orientation. Joining me now at this time, our special guest, Sean Walsh. Sean, welcome to the program. Tell everybody what your job here is at the college, and number two, what is this big event that we're putting on here over the next 2 days?
Well, Nick, thanks for having me. So my name is Sean Walsh. I'm officially the Assistant Director for Orientation in the Office of Recruitment and Admissions, but I do a myriad of different things. So new student orientation is one. I'm definitely heavily involved in recruitment for the college, special events. I wear a bunch of different hats. What we're setting up for today is new student orientation. So I'm in charge of hosting new student orientation for all of our incoming freshmen and transfer students. So that's what we're getting set up. We hosting 5 over the summer. So we're getting ready for NSO number 3 tomorrow. So that's what we're doing. It takes a lot, to set up for these events.
A lot of students for the summer orientations, right? In total, like over 1,000.
Over 1,000. We bring in about 300 or 400 for each session as we go through the summer. So they're big events. They're a lot to plan. So it's a lot involved.
So for this session, 325 students, the biggest one yet from what I've seen.
The biggest one yet, exactly.
So a lot of work to be done as your team's back there setting everything up, getting everything set. So a lot of the orientation is going to take place in here, right, in the Williamson Theater. So
yes.
What is going to be happening specifically in this room here?
So we have a number of different sessions we'll be offering. We'll start with a really wonderful welcome from Dr. Lynch, from President Lynch, and then we'll go into some sessions, civility and diversity, student life, how to ace your first semester here, sessions on how to get a Dolphin card, how to pay for your education, and then we'll end the day with a really fun game show, which is sort of testing their. All
right, that's the big thing, the main event, at your service.
At your service.
So you're the host of that.
Indeed.
You are an alumni here.
I am.
So how much has new student orientation changed from when you attended it to now where you're running the show?
Well, I feel bad to say that I don't remember even having a new student orientation.
Okay.
I started at the college back in the very early 1990s, so I don't remember any kind of an orientation. So it's definitely changed. But orientation has definitely changed from when I came over started working in orientation back in 2016. So we've definitely tried to make it a little bit more fun, a little bit more interactive, and at your service is one of the things that I think is responsible for that.
Gets everybody going. Over there we have John. He's cutting the buzzers, tested. I'll speak to John a little later on. But
Great.
Talk to everybody about the At Your Service game show. How does that work? How do you go about selecting the students who have to play in the game?
So we generally break the students into 3 different groups. So we try to find a representative from each group to represent that group. In the morning, the students meet with their mentors. Mentors are current students who are there to assist the students during orientation. So they'll pick a student who's going to represent the group for the day, and then we'll bring them up on stage, and they'll be the rep for the group, and hopefully try to win fame for that group for the day.
So this is called Behind the Scenes. So peeling back the curtains aren't here. What goes into putting this game show together? What the nooks and crannies here? How do you display the stuff on the screen? Is it all computer generated? What's the process like?
It's really a simple PowerPoint. So we have a PowerPoint, which is to emulate Jeopardy. So I have a number of different students who will assist me. So I have a student who's backstage who's running the PowerPoint. I have a student who's running the scoreboard. Everything we try to keep everyone backstage. We keep the illusion that this is a real serious game show that's going on. I am your host. I'm there in the center, and then we bring the students up on stage, where they sit behind the little stations.
All right. So at this time, I'm gonna pan the camera to this door over here. Sean, this is where you usually make your grand entrance. You let everybody know that you're back.
I'm back. I'm back. Here I am.
So earlier on this year in January, we took a video of you coming in for your grand entrance for the game show, and you went viral. Over 50,000 views. How'd you feel about that? What did the family think? What did your staff think about that?
You know, so my family is used to me being a little crazy. Right? I always say I have a ton of energy, more energy than my wife and my kids really need or want. But they know who I am. They know what I do. They know I love to have a lot of fun. My wife used to work at the college, so she's been to many of my orientations. She knows exactly what I do, and so they're pretty much used to my shenanigans.
So after the game show, the big activities fair out in the hallway.
Yes.
And I know a lot of people, a lot of new students, they want to get their CSI merchandise and stuff like I'm wearing now from the Dolphin Card Services. They'll be one of the vendors here at the tables, right?
Yes, they definitely will be here tomorrow.
All right, so why don't we take a walk outside now and we'll see what exactly the setup is going to look like.
Sounds great. Let's go.
All right, so we're here in the lobby, right, Sean? So right now, everything's still getting set up, 2-day process to get this all set up. But from door to door is tables here. What are some of the people that are going to be here at the tables for the new students to speak to?
Yeah, I mean, you know, new student orientation is a huge event. So it takes not only my office, but it takes buildings and grounds, dining services, so many different offices to bring this event together. So obviously you see all the tables that are delivered. We'll you know, this will be covered with beautiful CSI branded tablecloths tomorrow. So who's going to be here tomorrow? We'll have health and wellness will be here tomorrow. Student life, the Center for Advising and Academic Success.
Intramurals,
Dolphins, CSI
Stars.
Athletics and Dolphins, a Dolphin card. To name just a few that'll be here. It'll be, you know, it'll be full atrium. We'll be serving snacks down at the other end. We really want to try to showcase everything the college has to offer. Everything that will help the students not only succeed here, but thrive here at the college. There are so many wonderful people that work here, so many great departments that help students succeed, and that's what we really want to showcase and have them walk around and explore all the different offices at the college.
So when the incoming freshmen or the new students arrive tomorrow, what will they do? What's the process when they first walk in the door?
So they will come in, they will go to one of 3 different sites. We have Springer Concert Hall for Group 1, Lecture Hall for Group 2, Recital Hall for Group 3. They'll head right into those sessions. They'll meet with their mentor. The mentors will go over the day. They'll go over the schedule for the day. They'll give them a great name tag. And then after check-in is concluded, we'll bring everybody into the Williamson, and that's when the official program will begin.
Okay, for any students that are watching this in the future or anybody's students now that have not signed up to come to a new student orientation, what's the process like to that?
So we generally send invitations to students after they've completed VCART or after they've registered for classes. But, I mean, they should feel free to reach out to me if they still have not received an invite to new student orientation. We can send them the link to register. We have 2 additional orientations after tomorrow, August 21st and August 27th, the day before classes begin. So there's still opportunities for students to attend orientation if they haven't signed up for one yet.
So the rumor has it, Sean, that usually when there's an orientation the night before, you sleep backstage.
I do. I have a little cot back there I set up. And
what's the morning look like for you of a new student orientation?
All kidding aside, I'm generally here around 6:30 in the morning. We come over. My staff will usually greet me here about 7:30. We'll start, you know, tablecloths on all the tables, signs on all the tables, getting all the sign-in sheets ready, getting the prizes ready for the game show. It's a full day. So, you know, by the time students start arriving between 8 and 8:30, we're here ready to go and ready to greet them and ready to have a successful day.
All right. So what was the first year that you were hosting the orientation?
I started hosting at your service and new student orientation in 2017.
Okay, so pretty much anybody who's graduated here the last few years, they must know you. That you're the first face they see.
I am their first impression as a student. Yes, for good or bad, right?
All right, so get to know this guy.
That's me,
Sean Walsh. He's awesome. Sean, thank you so much for your time. Go get some rest. Go set up your tent backstage, and we'll check in back here tomorrow when this place is packed.
Great. Can't wait to see everybody tomorrow.
I'm joined now by John Kim. John, orientation, it's your thing. What's your specific role when it comes to new student orientation?
All right, so yeah, as you said, my name is John Kim. I'm the new student program coordinator here at CSI. And my role, honestly speaking, I just kind of do whatever Sean tells me to do. But I do oversee a lot of the kind of just setup of orientation.
Right, and we look here, we got all the tables set up. We saw you working yesterday. I was talking to Sean. 2-day process. All the tables are here now. So this took a lot to set up. It's not just a one-day event, right?
Yeah, so yeah, right now we're still waiting for some of the offices to come in. It is still a little bit early on, but one cool, fun activity that we have started to do is something called our NSO Go. So it's kind of like a bingo sheet. So for students, once they finish Sean's service fair game show, they come out, they get to see all these offices, and just to kind of make it more encouraging for them to visit all different offices, they could go around, claim this bingo before they could check out. So it's just a fun little activity that we started doing here for our service fair.
Right, and then after the service fair, then you have the tours, right?
Yes, so the tour is always optional. We do definitely highly encourage taking our campus tour because it is one of the largest campuses for any New York City school, 204 acres. So definitely encouraging to go on a tour. You definitely don't want to be lost. I remember being lost here on my first day here, and it was raining too. So definitely don't want to be lost in the pouring rain on your first day of school. So definitely encourage you guys to take a campus tour.
So coming up next, what is your role, Sean? Sean is the face of this. Sean is the face of this. He's the star. He's going to be on camera. What are you up to?
So yeah, Sean's the game show master. I take control mostly over the music. Actually, most of our student mentors, they have a much bigger role in controlling all of like the game score points, making sure they present the right questions and everything, all the buzzer sounds, all that. So it's a really big team effort.
And we are back from the CSI Outdoor Track and Field Complex. I had to attend to the second half starters over at our stats desk. We then had to input a couple of fouls that we missed early in the second half. Unfortunately for me today, it was quadruple duty in game one, double duty here in game two. Fortunately, here in the second game, it is double duty as assistance is required. Hopefully not much more of that. As that ball is sent toward the corner off the foot of Miguel Galindo. It rolls over the touchline, and the Dolphins will have a goal kick. So going back to the first half, the Dolphins scoring twice. Both times it was Brendan McGuire. McGuire assisted on his first goal by Peterson LaRose. For McGuire, that was goal number 2 on the season. Goal number 3 on the year was then scored late in that first half after McGuire intercepted a pass that came off of a free kick. They tried to sneak it past him. He was privy to it and took it all the way for goal number 2. Dolphins looking for their first win in conference play this year, their first ever victory over Daemen. As I mentioned earlier, Daemen came in 3-1-1 as that ball was sent just over the head of Larry Noel. Karaburin able to stop it. Karaburin looking for his second victory in goal this season. Strong effort for him last time out. Just 1 goal allowed. That came very early in the game against Georgian Court earlier in the week. The Dolphins are well rested. They played on Monday last. So they've had 4 days in between games. And this team really needed a win in a big way going into that matchup with the Lions on Monday. I mentioned it during the last broadcast, a chance to get right ahead of your conference opener. The Dolphins, in each of their first 2 games, were right there very easily, could have won both of those, and then they had the disappointing game against Mercy. Just seemed like came out completely flat in that one. They fell behind early, and the Mavericks piled on to their lead throughout the afternoon. But it's been the polar opposite here today against a team that they've had some struggles against in the past. As I mentioned before, though the Wildcats have won all 3 previous meetings, those games have been close. By no means have those been lopsided results, but Daemen coming in with 3 wins on the year already, playing their conference opener as well. And if this score holds, they're in danger of falling to 0-1 against the ECC. Still plenty of time left. 38:45 to go in the second half. A free kick for the Dolphins here, taken by Miguel Espinoza and headed weakly by LaRose on goal. Bustamante made the save. This is Garcia heading it to Mesrar. And he plays it back to Karaburin. Got a chance to meet Justin's parents during halftime. They may be listening right now on the ECC network. For those who are watching us via the ECC network or one of our simulcasts, we have one of those each week for our CSI Game of the Week. Be sure to let everybody you know who might be interested in CSI athletics that they can catch all of our home games on the ECC network. Sometimes it really surprises me how many people don't know that these games are live streamed. As we have a whistle for a foul, Curlew is down. Francois helping him up. No malice behind that challenge, but it did draw a whistle, and Curlew is walking gingerly, still having a tough time putting weight on that leg. They'll give him a few moments ahead of this Dolphins free kick. Free kick sent toward the near side. Arslan was the nearest Dolphin. And the Wildcats may hope to counter here. Dolphins in position. Dardier all over that pass intended for Noel. And CSI will send it toward the corner. Tilo got it for Daemen. And now the Wildcats may have something going here. Onsides, and Daemen's on the board. A great sequence of passes sets up Emmanuel Perez. Perez created a chance in the first half, got a good shot on goal right after he came into the game. And that was a very quick strike by Daemen. That ball was on the foot of Tilo, and we have seen many attacks start with the ball on his foot in this game. He sent it a long way up the pitch. 2 passes later, Daemen finds the back of the net.
Goal scored by Daemen, number 18, Perez.
Espinoza, now McGuire as the Dolphins hope to get it back. Arslan toward the touchline. And he sends one off the bar, headed by Espinoza, and in! The Dolphins answer right back! Arslan off the bar, straight down onto the goal line, and Espinoza was waiting at the doorstep for the header. 3-1 Staten Island. What a sequence for both sides. Daemen worked the ball up the pitch quickly. They scored to cut the lead in half. The Dolphins come right back seconds later and take a 3-1 lead. Miguel Espinoza on the goal, CSI's leading goal scorer last year, gets on the board here today. He had a 2-goal effort in the team's opener. Those both came on penalty kicks. That one of the traditional variety, perhaps a bit less so, coming on the header. The Wildcats bench was fired up after their goal. And the Dolphins bench came to life, roaring with that last one. Not to be lost on that goal scored was the quality of the shot by Arslan. That was not a great angle he had, and he blasted it off the bar. He caught all of that iron. I'm not sure how that ball didn't bounce harder off the turf. It came flying down off the bar. And Espinoza was waiting. I don't have a view of our replay monitor. I'm sure we got another look at it, courtesy of the on-field camera. Edward's giving me the thumbs up. We sure did. And with our angle, I'm sure our viewers had a good look at Espinoza right there in front, putting that into the back of the net.
Step. Well done. Way to go, Peterson.
That ball sent out of play by Daemen. And the Dolphins will make a substitution here. So it looks like Bader Mesrar will hop off, and I changed the way I pronounce his first name because that's what his teammates are saying. So we'll go with that. We did check in before the season, but I didn't hear it firsthand. If that's what his teammates feel comfortable calling him, that's what I'll go with. So Mesrar checks out. Checking in for the Dolphins was Joshua Zapata. We've seen Zapata get a couple of starts this year. Just over 34 minutes to go in this match. Dolphins right back in front by a pair. Daemen looking to threaten here, but not getting all of it was Francois. That one kind of rolled off his foot awkwardly. May have caught it with just the spikes. That ball found Espinoza's heel. It tripped him up a bit. McGuire with a strong tackle, and a foul is called. The Dolphins bench didn't like it. And down on the turf is Miguel Galindo. Clock is stopped. at 33-28. Trainer summoned onto the field for Daemen here, so we'll have a pause in the action. So with the injury timeout, I will step off headset for just a minute. When we come back, the Dolphins lead it 3-1 in the second half. And we're back from the CSI Outdoor Track and Field Complex. I took my own personal water break during the injury timeout and actually got a chance to ask Badar Mesrar the correct pronunciation of his name. He said Badar is good, so that's what we'll go with. Definitely not Bader is what I was told, so we will not go there again, as this ball is sent a long way up the pitch, over everyone, and out of play. Our great content creator, Marquise Pickering, in charge of our media days. I'll have to get that calendar. That way we can make sure we get a recording of every player saying their name correctly. Back when I coordinated the media days ahead of 2020, we always made sure that was a part of what we did each year. We have to bring that back. Wildcats send that one off of Zapata. And we'll have a Daemen substitution here. Fabrizio Jaramillo checks back in. He replaces Gaetan Francois. Throwing Wildcats. And Zapata had it go right to him. But he lost it, and now Noel has it. Ball rolls onto the foot of Ranieri. Ranieri ended up down on the pitch. Now LaRose got tied up, and the Dolphins had possession. CSI wanted that advantage to continue. Ranieri getting a talking to. He got taken down and perhaps may have retaliated a bit. LaRose lost his cleat in the process, so he'll get that relaced, and we'll wait for the free kick. Just over 31 and a half minutes to play in this match. Dolphins jumped in front 2-0. Daemen scored the first goal here in the second half to make it 2-1. And the Dolphins, just seconds later, answered right back and took a 3-1 lead. Curlew got pushed, was able to get it away, and now Dardier with space. Dardier into the midfield. Ahead, Arslan giving chase. It's cleared away. Bustamante has been very busy from anywhere in that penalty area throughout the game. He's been sprinting around and very aggressive, looking to play the ball anywhere near the box. In the corner, McGuire working against Rajamohan. And it will be a Wildcats throw. Throw deep in the corner. Dolphins may look to get it back quickly. Arslan had it on his foot. He shielded off the ball and commits a foul. Well worth the attempt by Arslan. There's a rare short pass from Tilo. Crone wanted it on the run up the far side, didn't get it. Tilo instead goes near side. Rajamohan nearly dispossessed by Arslan. He keeps it. Now gives it up. And that's off the body of a Daemen attacker and to the Dolphins, but Espinoza is offsides. That one does not make it through traffic. Pavlu kept his footing. Zapata moving into the attacking third. Zapata racing toward the box. Sends it toward the center of the pitch, intercepted by Ranieri. Crone gets it away. Now Choi. Choi sends it across midfield. Sufaj went down. Noel thought he was grabbed and stopped chasing the ball. I'm inclined to say that had to be a foul on somebody. It looked like Sufaj went down toward the pitch and then grabbed Noel. As that sent in front, Espinoza may have gotten a piece, but the flag was up for offsides.
Turn and face. Squeeze, Garcia. Remember, we covered the space first. We said it. Go, shift it now. Shift it now. Yes, and you organize the shape right away.
Wildcats have it once again, and they get ready to send 3 substitutions into the game. Just over 28 minutes to play. Dolphins still in front by 2. Tilo. Long ball up the near side. Knocked down by Jaramillo. And over the touchline. Substitutions on both sides. William Lopez and Daniel Sakira check in for the Dolphins. Three new Wildcats checked in as well. Believe it was Baitish among them, along with Tejada Moreno and one other player. Trying to eyeball it. It may have been Montero Guerrero. And an early chance off the bench. It gets by Karaburin just wide of the post. Baitish came in off the bench, immediately had a great look, and it just got past the Dolphins goalkeeper and rolled wide. I think officially he's going to get a save there as Karaburin got a piece of it. And now the referee signaling for a conversation, or perhaps for the ball. Foul goes against the Wildcats. The Dolphins take the free kick quickly. And another whistle goes the other way. Tilo will send it long. Nearest attacker is Crone. Dolphins hope to clear here. It's on the foot of Curlew. Curlew racing up the far side. Look to play it toward the center of the pitch. It's taken again by the Wildcats. Losing his footing was Baitish, and a foul was called. That foul occurred a few yards outside of the penalty area, and we have a free kick coming up here. Dolphins will set up a wall of 3. This set piece, a big one for Daemen. Clock inside of 25 minutes. They trail by 2 goals. They'd love to cut that lead to 1 here. Here comes the free kick. It gets through. No clearance. The shot is blocked up into the air by Dardier. Curlew heads it. Zapata tried to get a piece and couldn't. And Dardier finally heads it away. However, the Dolphins will concede the corner. Baitish will take the corner.
Mike, Luis for Josh? Yeah, when it is. Luis for Josh? Likely, but I'll let you know.
We await the corner. Whistles everywhere as the clock is stopped. And now there is a crowded discussion going on between the referee and multiple players on both teams. Once again, the corner kick taker will be Baitish. He could look to play it short. He's being flanked by Jaramillo. Corner on its way. And Karaburen gets his hands on it and covers it up. I think that has to go down as a shot. I hear the stats desk pondering that behind me. I don't think Dolphins are in a good spot if Karaburen doesn't get hands on it. I think that finds the back of the net. With any bend on that ball, that goes in. Jaramillo dispossessed. And the Dolphins wanted Espinoza there. Pass attempt broken up, and now Zapata is thrown down. Curlew is down as well.
Every time he gets a piece of 8, we can address it. Every single time. It's 4, 5, 6 times.
Sufaj lines up for the free kick. Dardier for Zapata. Curlew tangled up with Crone, and it's a Dolphins throw. CSI substitution. Luis Asensio Cueva in for Joshua Zapata. Curlew along the sideline, kept it in. As another foul is called. This time Ranieri on the receiving end of contact. You can see frustration mounting on both sides. A lot of very vociferous reactions to whistles, non-whistles, and everything in between. Free kick by Raja Mohan taken toward goal. And that is a mile high. Goal kick coming up for the Dolphins. About 21 minutes to go here in the second half. This is Lopez. Back to Sufaj. He gets it away. Curlew giving chase alongside Sakira. Sakira has it on his foot. But that ball for Curlew off target. And there's a good ball. Here comes Montero Guerrero, but Karaburin gets there first. That was cleared over the sideline where there was some late contact. I think that's Sufaj who's down. It is. Clock stopped at 20 minutes and 8 seconds. It will be a free kick for the Dolphins here after they attend to Sufaj. And there was a yellow card issued as well. The yellow issued to number 9, Dennis Montero Guerrero. Possession in the midfield belongs to the Dolphins, albeit momentarily. And right now, possession with nobody as the Wildcats emerge from the pack with the ball. Daemen moving forward, deeper into the attacking third. And Asensio Cueva clears it away. Throw in Wildcats. Montero Guerrero being challenged by Lopez. Lopez on the sliding tackle, concedes another throw. Lopez played it there with the body, and that was sent off of him for a corner kick. Daemen looking for a productive corner here. They send it back post, and that, I believe, contacted the head of Montero Guerrero. He stayed down for a moment as the ball rolls all the way back down to the other end of the pitch. Bustamante, the one playing it, was able to squeeze that between two Dolphins. Baitish got yanked by Asensio Cueva. And we'll see if they're awarding a throw or a foul. I think there was a foul there. And there certainly was. So, by my estimation, the referee's done a good job in this game, calling those subtle pulls. Now, what the teams have contended is that the 50-50 calls that could have gone either way, they're not letting them play, as that is sent wide. And Daemen very nearly pulled to within a goal. Once again, Montero Guerrero right in the middle of it, on the volley, sent that ball wide. Ball along the near side onto the foot of Tilo. That was redirected over to Tejada Moreno, and now Tilo again. Jaramillo back to Choi. Choi finds Raja Mohan. That one passed right at me. Thankfully, Crone was there, and the Dolphins take it away before giving it right back. Jaramillo denied the turn. Ball ends up in the Dolphins bench. Crone will throw quickly. Curlew with a nice move. Thinking about where to go with it, accelerates up the sideline, gains a step, and is dispossessed from behind. After initially getting beaten, Crone with a nice recovery and tackle on Curlew as the Wildcats have it in the midfield. Ranieri for Choi. Now Raja Mohan. And Ranieri again. Ranieri with that through ball in a tight window ends up coming back down and draws a foul.
Organize 18. Gary, organize 18. Yusuf, get us organized. Hold the 18. Hey, we need
It's a
numbers
free
in the
kick
ball.
for Daemen here.
Miguel, organize it with the
And as time continues to tick off the clock, each opportunity becomes more and more important for the Wildcats.
Yes, good. Organize.
Baitish lined up over the ball, joined by Ranieri. Dolphins set up a wall of 4 in front of this free kick. The Wildcats gathered near the top of the penalty box alongside the back post. Ranieri into the wall. And the Dolphins have a chance here on a counter. Arslan racing up the sideline, wants Espinoza. That's a good ball. Espinoza has to circle back to it, and that allows Tilo to get back defensively. Sakira for Lopez. Lopez for Sakira. Now Espinoza for Sakira. Curlew working against Crone. Espinoza denied any turn. Now Montero Guerrero avoided one challenge. Strong tackle by Lopez. Sufaj drops it off to Curlew. Now Espinoza right back to Curlew. Dolphins with good crisp passing here in the midfield. They end up playing it back to their keeper. Karaburin looking. Has Sufaj. He checks over his shoulder. Retreats a bit. And has it taken away. That's a bad giveaway. And a chance here for Daemen. But that ball never found the center of the box. Curlew wants LaRose. He's got him. And there's a nice play there by Raja Mohan to try and send it back the other way. Asensio Cueva was dispossessed. Curlew on the slide tackle right back to his feet. And he has it. Asensio Cueva. Sufaj up in the air. Sakira waiting. That was headed into the midfield. Tejada Moreno racing toward the near side. Errant pass taken by the Dolphins. Dardier for Garcia. Garcia back to Dardier. And Dardier goes down. And that's going to draw a yellow card. Clock stopped. Booking issued. Salim Azapolisi picks up the yellow. And Dardier will get his gear readjusted as he took quite the spill on that challenge. It'll be a free kick for the Dolphins with 14:15 on the clock. That redirected in the midfield by Lopez onto the foot of Ranieri. Ranieri finds Baitish. Baitish thought he was grabbed, and perhaps he was, but the Dolphins look to counter. Espinoza may have been through, but a good recovery there as the flag was up. That's why he was through. Daemen looking to work quickly off the free kick. Azapolisi sent it to Ranieri, who looked to cross. Sufaj dribbling it out of the penalty area, sent it off of Arslan. And Arslan goes down. And the clock is stopped again as Tejada Moreno picks up a yellow now. So the yellow cards have been shown quite a bit here in the second half. Both teams have received some bookings in this one. And the Dolphins will have another free kick. Clock stopped at 13-14. With CSI leading now in the final 15, any additional Dolphin substitutions will stop the clock. Dardier will take another free kick. He sends it toward the corner. And Tilo will give way to Bustamante. Very quickly, Tilo has it back. Sakira all over him. Bustamante gets it away, Raja Mohan. Back across the pitch for Tilo. Tilo up the near side. Still has some room. Plays it forward. Good work there by Garcia as he took it away from Azapolisi. Now Dardier up the pitch toward Espinoza. It's headed away.
Second ball, Daniel. Let's keep it. Let's keep
Lopez
it. Keep it.
couldn't corral it. Azapolisi working against Garcia once again. Quick turn by Jaramillo. He sends one toward goal, and that's high and wide. Substitutions on both sides here. Brendan McGuire back in for the Dolphins. Gaten Francois and Larry Noel back in for the Wildcats. Goal kick coming up here for the Dolphins. The clock winds down toward 12 minutes. As the Dolphins launched one toward the trainer's area. That ball's in the woods now. And in the corner, once again, the two teams were battling. Quick throw from the corner by Daemen. And Curlew emerges with the ball. It was knocked away from him, and the Dolphins will throw. Throw by Asensio Cueva. Sakira hoped to turn, but he was in heavy traffic. And the Dolphins concede the throw. Sakira didn't agree. Baitish. Over to Francois. Francois has Tejada Moreno. Tejada Moreno for Noel. And Noel's shot is in! There was an injured Dolphin down, and CSI is incensed that play was allowed to continue. That goal has been put on the board right now.
Goal for 7 of Daemen.
There is a discussion going on between the officials. I don't see anything changing on the goal. But Larry Noel has made this a one-goal game. And Gerald Sufaj remains down on the pitch. The trainer yet to be called out onto the pitch. Sufaj still down. Looks to be favoring his right foot. And he finally does get up, grimacing and moving very gingerly. Keep in mind, he did go down earlier. The officials are still discussing what transpired. Edward, did you happen to see on the wide shot replay what happened? So let's run it back. Go back to that goal and the wide shot. We have some time, I believe, so you could run it through a bit, and we'll see if we can spot the moment where Sufaj went down and perhaps what impact it had on that goal scored. No, ahead of the goal. It didn't cut away before the goal. I'll have to go back and check it out later. Let me get a look before play resumes. Let me see what he had. All right. So yeah, the throw-in occurred here. I'm actually going to replay it myself. We're also on the sideline camera right now, so let's get that on the wide shot. Let's get a look here. Well, he did go down relatively far from where that play ended and went down while the ball was in flight. But I'm not really sure that made a difference. Obviously, the Dolphins would argue differently. As that one sent toward the center of the box, Montero Guerrero's shot is saved. Kara Buren tested in a one-goal game, and he comes up big with the save. Still plenty of time left for Daemen, over 10 minutes remaining in this one. And the Wildcats seem to have been energized by that goal. Francois, high. That one well above the bar. And it rolls all the way to the outfield fence at the baseball complex. Once again, we thank everyone who has tuned in via our CSI Game of the Week broadcast here on the ECC Network. We have a good one here today, and keep in mind, you can catch every Dolphins home game on the ECC Network, as Daemen now may make a bid for the equalizer, but the flag is up. Once again, a Daemen scoring chance developed very quickly. And the Dolphins have to be very careful. Down around their own goal, it seems like one errant pass. And immediately Daemen works toward a scoring opportunity. Dardier sends one a long way. McGuire in a foot race with Tilo. McGuire's got it. Arslan toward goal and saved. And now Arslan is down, grabbing at his leg. So Arslan remains down. Play continues. The Dolphins will hope to possess it and get this game stopped. Clock stopped at 8:15. It looked like Arslan may have just tweaked his ankle following the shot. He's remaining in the game, slowly limping his way back toward the sideline, but he is going to come out now. 3 Dolphin substitutions waiting to check in. Right now, Arslan will stay out there, but he has a substitution coming for him. Had to attend from a call from across the way. Unfortunately, phone call is the only way I can communicate with our camera operator on the other side of the pitch, but it looks like we have a battery dilemma. Hopefully, what's left of it can get us through these final 10 minutes. That's probably the biggest disadvantage of broadcasting outdoors. If your camera does not share a power supply with the rest of your setup, you're going wireless and on battery. The video doesn't quite broadcast at that same crisp frame rate, even if you set it to do so. And you may see that reflected in the quality of our video playback.
Hey, switched on! Switched on! Let's go! Max, we're okay.
Corner kick, Wildcats here. Trailing by just a goal. And that nearly leveled the score. It's headed off the bar. Cross partially deflected. The Dolphins now on their heels a bit. The Wildcats have been all over them this last few minutes. Ranieri. Cross again. Dardier sends it in the air. Tilo got a piece. And I believe Noel was whistled for offsides. And instead it was a handball. Under 7.5 to play.
Organize the shape. Let's go. Let's not sit here. Can we keep the ball?
Tilo
Pass that off and see this side.
sends it a long way toward Montero Guerrero. He looks to turn, and Garcia with a nice tackle dispossesses him. Curlew sends one through the midfield. Arslan giving chase, and Tilo sends it over the touchline. Clock stopped at 7:03 on the Dolphins substitutions. Badar Mesrar, Judley Deplin, and Billy Pavlu check in. They replace LaRose, Arslan, and one more. That would be Garcia, unless he's jogging back into position rather than off the pitch. Tough to tell. I think he's jogging off. So Garcia goes off on the other side. Throw in Staten Island. McGuire wanted Pavlu, but Daemen got a piece. By Tish. Crone. And that is not what Crone was looking to do there. Karaburen for Dardier. Dardier into the midfield where it's headed by Tilo. Sakira giving chase. And now Bustamante has it. Just over 6 minutes to go. Crone plays it back to Choi. Choi working against McGuire, dribbled right over the touchline. No question about that one. Throw in Staten Island. Asensio Cueva throws toward McGuire. And there's a fortunate break for the Dolphins there, as Raja Mohan just kicked it out of bounds. Asensio Cueva throws toward the corner now. McGuire fending off a pair of challenges, and he's fouled. So the Wildcats will concede a free kick right around the corner as another yellow card is issued. Clock stopped at 5:06. By my count, that's 5 or 6 yellow cards against Daemen. It's been a very physical game. The Dolphins more often have been on the receiving end of that physicality.
Yeah, we don't need to go all the way there, but just see it.
As Rar lined up to take this free kick, Curlew and Sakira alongside him. The Wildcats set up a wall of 2 right along the edge of the penalty area. Dolphins without many bodies in the box here. Just McGuire and Pavlu in the area. Curlew from Mesrar. And the Dolphins will take it to the corner, where Curlew kept it between his feet. He accelerates forward along the touchline, sends it in front, and it's cleared away by Tejada Moreno. How did Curlew keep that ball between his feet, get up, and then dribble along the touchline to send it in front? Dolphins continuing to use the clock to their advantage. 4.5 to play. Suffage was able to send that one back the other way through traffic. Now Curlew. And it's going to be a throw-in for Daemen. Throw-in taken quickly, Ranieri. Up the pitch, Deplin waiting. Sends it the other way. That one went a mile high. Mesrar for Curlew. Curlew wanted Pavlu. Couldn't bend that ball through. Curlew coming down. And Curlew is going to be shown a yellow card here. There's another in a long line of yellow cards throughout this game. Clock stopped again at 3:41. Hopefully there's a bit more than a little life in our camera battery. Francois for Crone. Tilo sends one toward the corner. Pavlu, the lone Dolphin there. He's pushed down. And there's another foul. Whistle after whistle throughout this second half. We've had some injury timeouts, plenty of yellow cards. And thus far, we've had 3 goals scored, 2 by Daemen and 1 by Staten Island. The Dolphins hoping to hold on for their first conference win, their second consecutive win overall.
Second ball.
Mesrar got a foot on it. Also in the mix was Choi, but McGuire comes out with it and is dispossessed with a foul called. The clock stopped. And another yellow card. So McGuire picks up the yellow card, and you're going to have a full starting lineup's worth of players who have received bookings in this game. And now there is more going on at the other end. We may have had that on a replay as well with our main camera wide. I think our sideline camera was focused on what was going on in the box. So before the free kick, we may get a look at that as well. Just out of the frame, says Edward. Off the free kick, it was Francois who sent it toward the box. Deplin hopes to keep it in. And it's going to be a Wildcats throw. 2.5 to play. Ball sent into the air, headed by Pavlu. Curlew now gets ahead on it. And it rolls over the touchline. Mesrar taking his time. They will stop the clock. You have to appreciate the effort by Mesrar to take some time off the clock, but the referee wasn't going to allow that to continue. Nor should he. As that's sent ahead, Tilo beats McGuire to it. Bustamante pressured a bit. Now Tilo gets it away. Crone met by Curlew. Choi with under 2 minutes to play. Bustamante for Tejada Moreno up the near side. And Montero Guerrero couldn't keep it in. Dolphins once again taking their time ahead of this throw. The Dolphins strategically projecting a ball, asking for another ball, moving slowly as the clock approaches 1 minute to play. Sakira battling. Here comes Curlew and Mesrar. Mesrar headed for the corner.
1 minute remaining.
1 minute to go. There are 2 balls on the field right now. And Daemen inadvertently kicking one ball away as the keeper discarded the other. Here come the Wildcats looking to build one final attack. The Dolphins lead by a goal and they take possession. Sakira could not gain a step. He thought he was fouled. Choi denied the turn. Curlew has it. A great tackle by Curlew as he was met by Baitish. It's cleared away. 22 seconds remaining, and the Dolphins have a throw. 15 seconds remaining. Asensio Cueva will throw it.
9.
Final 10 seconds.
7. 6.
Ranieri up ahead. Noel turns, and Noel sends one into the air to end it. As the Dolphins have picked up their first win in conference play, their first ever victory over the Wildcats of Daemen University. They led 2-0 at the halftime break, and they hold on to win it by a final score of 3-2. Brendan McGuire scoring twice in this game. Miguel Espinoza adding a goal in the second half. And the Dolphins did what they needed to do, taking care of business on their home turf to move to 1-1 against the ECC. For Daemen, they fall to 3-2-1 on the season. They are now 0-1 in conference play. And for the Dolphins, a team that started 0-3, this has to feel good. Back-to-back wins. They are in the win column against the ECC, and they put the bitter taste of their conference opener far behind them now with consecutive wins since last Friday. As for us here on CSI Sportsnet, we will not see you again until October 2nd when the Dolphins host St. Thomas Aquinas College. That, of course, will be an East Coast Conference doubleheader. So until then, this has been Joe Foreman on the call solo today, my engineer, Edward Peterson, and my camera operator along the sideline, Michael Ortiz, Pat Gialorenzo, our main camera operator on the far side. Once again, our final score, the Dolphins 3, the Wildcats 2. Everyone enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you back on October 2nd.